What happens when the people paid to keep your secrets decide to talk? Sean Diddy Combs is no stranger to controversy, but this time, the testimony isn't coming from an enemy, an accuser, or a rival. It's coming from someone who once stood by his side every single night, his own assistant. The shocking truth they've revealed paints a disturbing picture of Diddy's legendary parties. One filled with drugs, exploitation, and a level of control that sounds more like a criminal enterprise than a music mogul's lifestyle. This is the testimony that could shatter what's left of Diddy's empire. The ex-assistant admits it. Started like a fantasy, private jets, designer hotels, and rubbing shoulders with celebrities most people only dream about. Their job description looked harmless: scheduling meetings, organizing travel, managing day-to-day chaos. But within weeks, they discovered their real role wasn't assistant. It was gatekeeper. They weren't just running errands. They were running cover. Every party, every night, every scandal. They now describe those years as living in a shadow world where fame masked something much darker. According to their testimony, Diddy's infamous gatherings weren't glamorous house parties. They were carefully curated spectacles. Picture it: dim lights, blasting music, trays not of champagne, but of cocaine, ecstasy, and pills being passed around freely. Guests weren't asked if they wanted to participate. They were expected to. The assistant recalls how quickly things escalated. Nights blurred into drug-fueled marathons, where group encounters unfolded in every corner of the mansion. And the worst part? Many of these encounters were allegedly filmed, sometimes without full consent. The assistant suggests Diddy kept a vault of tapes, a silent weapon of leverage over anyone who dared to cross him. What shocked investigators most wasn't just the chaos. It was how organized the cover-ups were. The assistant explains how their role often meant collecting phones and forcing NDAs before guests entered, paying off hotel staff who saw too much, cleaning up blood, vomit, or worse before daylight, escorting terrified young women out through side doors so paparazzi couldn't see. They describe moments of fear where the line between employee and criminal accomplice disappeared. It wasn't a job anymore, it was survival. So why reveal this now? The assistant has reportedly been subpoenaed in the federal case against Diddy. Their testimony is no longer whispered gossip, it's evidence under oath. They claim they've stayed silent for years out of fear. But with federal prosecutors circling and other insiders already talking, silence is no longer an option. And here's the real bombshell. The assistant says they weren't the only one forced into silence. There are others, drivers, bodyguards, housekeepers, who all know pieces of the puzzle. If they step forward too, this won't just end Diddy's career. It could expose an entire network. The implications are massive. If the assistant's testimony holds, it could tie major celebrities, athletes, and executives to these parties. The guest lists reportedly included some of the biggest names in entertainment, and that's why Hollywood is terrified. The silence from former allies like Jay-Z, Usher, and Jennifer Lopez suddenly makes sense. They don't want their names anywhere near what's about to come out. Meanwhile, outspoken figures like 50 Cent are already stoking the fire, calling these testimonies the smoking gun that will end Diddy for good. What started as a dream job has become the testimony that could bring down one of the most powerful men in music. According to this assistant, Diddy's empire wasn't built on business alone. It was built on secrets, silenced voices, and a culture of control. And now, the silence has been broken. The question is, will this one testimony be enough to bring the whole empire crashing down? Or will more insiders follow suit and finally expose everything? One thing is certain, Diddy's legendary parties may have ended years ago, but the fallout from them is only just beginning. What do you think? Does this sound like the final nail in the coffin for Diddy, or just another chapter in the scandal? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you subscribe for the next update as this story continues to unfold.